Hello and welcome to Producing with Jimmy. I'm Jimmy and this is the channel where we discuss all things creative because creativity is a way of life. Today I have another edition of Totally Dawsome for you. Totally Dawsome is the portion of this channel devoted to the creative use of plugins. So processes that can only really be done inside of a DAW that unlock creative possibilities. Today's creative concept focuses on transitions. All great producers implicitly understand the importance of having good transitions in their songs. Those moments where the verse leads into a chorus or the chorus leads into a bridge are opportunities to hook the listener in with exciting new sounds. In my experience, especially from the verse into the chorus, because the chorus usually has an increase in energy, there's a really tremendous opportunity to do some creative processing that makes that journey exciting for the listener. So, what's better than somebody putting your song on as if they actually listen all the way through? Some of the techniques I'm talking about here are going to help you do exactly that. Today I'm going to use a track that I produced as an example. This was just something that I made for fun. It's not a song yet. Maybe it will be. We will see. Let's check it out. Here comes the transition. So from the verse into the chorus, it comes down. Sounds pretty good already. But to my ear, this part right here, this down moment, is an opportunity to propel the listener forward into the chorus even more emphatically. So, we're going to explore how to do that in a way that's fun and effective. I am a guitar player primarily, and so I'm going to use electric guitar to get this job done. One of the more obvious, and obvious for a reason because it's effective, ways to transition here is to use reverses. The final chord going into that chorus, we're in the key of E, is a 5. So I'm going to play a 5, and then we're going to do something with it. Very nice. The 5. There it is. Isn't it beautiful? Now, I'm working in Pro Tools, which means that the reverse function is in Audio Suite and down in Other. Click Reverse. And that opens up this little window here. And if I select a clip and I press Render, you can see it flipped the clip around. No matter what DAW you use, if you have not taken some real time to just mess around with reversing things, I highly recommend doing that because it's incredibly fun. It starts getting your brain going. Your creative juice is flowing about ways that you could use it creatively. And they're endless. They really are. So as you can see, we've reversed this guitar here. Let's give that a listen right off the jump. Already sounds a little bit better. But I want to take it even further, make it even more stylish. And I'm going to do that by starting at the beginning again. So I undo the reverse that I just did. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to load up a reverb. It's a stock reverb. So deverb, it's in a hall. And I'm going to bump that decay just way up. Because what I want to do is elongate that sound. And I'm not even going to listen to it. Because I kind of understand what this is going to do. I'm going to go here. Big fan of the commit function. Okay, so I go left click, commit, and OK. And what that does is it bakes that processing right into the clip. So I highlight it again, go up to Audio Suite, Other, Reverse, brings up the window, and Render. So what that has done now, it's made a longer tail on that waveform. And additionally, it's added a little bit more zhuzh to the sound. Here we go, let's listen to that. I love that. Already, that is a tremendous improvement on that track, and you can feel it. It's almost like a scientifically effective thing to do. People do it with cymbals, you could do it with pianos, any kind of monophonic instrument, whatever. The sky is the limit. That's really what I want to communicate to you with these videos. If you take anything away from them, it's not just to copy what I'm doing, it's to take the concepts and tweak them to your taste. So now I'm going to use that guitar reverse as kind of a launching off point for this next concept. I've loaded up 10 new tracks. Each of them are routed to this guitar, and I'm going to play notes from the chords in that section, which are a 2 chord and a 5 chord in the key of E, which is an F sharp minor into a B. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to only play one note per chord. Okay, so that's going to sound like this. I'll do the first one for you. You'll start to get the idea of what this is. Going down to the next track, which again is routed right to this guitar, I'm going to do the same thing, selecting different notes and offsetting the rhythm a little bit. It's going to sound like this. 2, 3, 4. Go right down to the next track. Same thing. And you can see it's getting more sophisticated as we go. Same thing again. And when you're composing music in this way, in a way that you could really only do with a DAW, it leads you to making unexpected choices. And that's what I like about it. Okay, final guitar layer. So as you can now see, I've got 10 tracks that are all rhythmically offset, that are playing chord tones across those transitional chords. The next thing that I'm going to do, and this is where the magic starts to come in, is I'm going to kind of fan the panning out. So the first one is all the way left. The second one is a little softer left. Third one, same thing. You know, a little bit less. I want to get so that when I get to the halfway point, 5 or 6, we're getting closer to that midpoint. So that's there. 5, yep. Start to go to the other way now. Now we're starting to soft pan progressively more with each track. 51. A little more than that. 70. So now what that's going to do is when the listener hears it, assuming they're not listening on their phone, which God help us, many will, they're going to hear this melody that goes like this. And it's going to tickle their brain in a way that makes them say, oh, that's interesting. And they'll feel it. It's this very, it's just automatically pleasing. Check it out. So already with that reverse guitar and this now stereo panned melody line, you're getting there. You're making something that is really, really interesting at the right moment. The right moment being that transition into the chorus, right? We are going to take this even farther and make it even deeper and even cooler. When you're trying to make tracks that are lush and feel big and wide, one of the things you want to do, and this is something that's based in science that I can't really explain, but the basics are the more aberration you can put in the different sounds. In other words, varying them. Already we're varying them by rhythm and by note choice. But I want to introduce even more aberration into them, meaning they make them even more different, especially because they were all played on the same guitar. And I'm going to do that with Little Altar Boy, one of my favorite plugins. We load them up, Option, click, little hotkey in Pro Tools, Option, click, and I'm adding this Little Altar Boy to every single guitar that I just laid down. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look at the formant. The formant, I don't know exactly what it does. It's awesome, and it seems to affect the timbre of the instrument that it's placed on. So if I move it this way, it makes it kind of deeper and darker, and if I move it this way, it kind of constricts it, makes it a little more strident and a little bit more chipmunky, I guess, right? So what I'm going to do here, I'm not even really going to think about it too much. I'm going to go to each instance of Little Altar Boy and move the formant around, trying not to make it into a pattern, right? Because the whole point of this is to inject as much randomness into this sequence as I can. And Little Altar Boy really helps me do this. So now every single guitar track, all 10 of them, have a different formant, which is going to contribute to that feeling of width and depth and space in the recording. It's kind of a scientific thing, which sounds very unscientific when I say it that way. All right, let's give that a listen. Now, I've done this technique before, but it's never sounded quite like that. It's always random, and it's always organic, and it's always completely different. That sounded really cool. That was totally awesome. So I'm going to take this even further. I have now bussed all 10 of these guitars into this Git transition bus. And what that's going to allow me to do is affect all 10 of them on one channel. And I'm going to pull up one of my favorite plugins. I used this on my last video. You can watch that right here. The Vintagize setting of Verve Analog Machines by Universal Audio. This is just a really creative plugin, which means you're not going to spend time necessarily dialing it in with surgical precision, but you're going to throw it on and react to it. And that's my favorite kind of use of plugins inside of a DAW. So I'm going to bring this warble there, I guess. Maybe bring the drive up a little bit. I know that this particular sound kind of increases in volume, so I'm going to take that down a bit. All 10 of those sounds are now affected by this. I could spend all day messing with that kind of a sound. That is totally awesome. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, if you got something out of it, I strongly encourage you to subscribe and hit the bell notification so that you never miss a video. It really does help this channel grow. Thank you once again for watching. I hope that you take this technique and make it your own. I hope that you don't feel the need to copy it completely, but that it opens up your thinking with regard to how you can creatively process things to get results that you could get no other way. Thank you so much. Leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. Love you guys. I will see you in the next video.